Hey guys, today I am going to be reading about what to expect in January for Leo. Excited to be here. Thank you guys for joining me. What does Leo need to be aware of? Please help me understand. January. Whoa, we are not keeping all of those cards, just so you all know. In general, what should they be aware of? Sorry for the pause, guys. I am seeing what I feel, and I do feel a lot of um, people sitting and contemplating and thinking about their lives, which has been pretty well the collective of everyone for the month of January, because let's be real, it's New Year's, we always think about what we want to change, what we want to do different, like who do we want to be, I do want to encourage you guys to consider vision boards instead of like making resolutions, which you could do both, right? But I just feel as though when you put more thought and contemplation on what your dreams are, versus like looking at it, how can I change, which also needs to be thought of, but it's kind of got to be separate, right? Come from a more positive perspective whenever you consider and contemplate what your dreams are, okay, and where you're going, because then you just kind of let things fall into place whenever you start stepping into your power, okay. And this is a really powerful thing for you guys, because I'm definitely feeling as though enough's enough, okay? I feel like you guys are going to be at a point in January where you just things. I feel a lot of you guys being beat up. I know that's sad and terrible, but that's one reason why most of y'all love me, because I'm real about it. But like this last year, last month, whatever, you guys have been through it, and it's been a lot. And I just feel you guys in January, we're like, enough's enough. Like, I'm not living like that. This is a new year, a new time. Like, this is what it's gonna be. Like, I'm over being in this bad place. And not that it's super terrible, but like, I just feel like you guys are just done with it, and you're ready for something new, which is a beautiful thing. And interestingly enough, I just looked down at the cards and I seen the Tower card, and I didn't even notice that I had that there. So um, I'm trusting in my intuition, guys. It's a beautiful thing. Know that, and maybe that's important for you guys. That's why I said that. Trust in your intuition. Know where you're going, okay, guys? Because that's weird how that came out. Trust into your intuition, and trust where you're going, and know where you're going. So there's a lot of thought there, but I'm not going to go spiraling down just that one thing there, but that's just showing me that you guys are trying to figure that out, okay? And cleansing, guys. Do some cleansing. Smoke cleansing is amazing. It really helps my vibration a whole lot. It helps clear. If you guys are finding yourself, in an agitated mood, or sad or something, make some type of smell different around you, or do something to escape from what this feeling is, okay? Because you can do that. That's how we like correct our mind and we heal us, because we get ourselves out of that. And the other thing that I'm getting for you guys is to make sure you're setting aside what no longer serves you purpose. And there's like a time for when you can revisit it. Like, don't let these negative thoughts interlude with where you're going in life. Like, all of this should be side stuff. It should not bring you down and prevent you from getting where you're going. And I know that is easier said than done. I hear you guys. I really do. I've been there. But once you start teaching your mind to do something, it's just like riding a bike, guys. A lot of people don't realize that. You try again, you know, and when you find yourself starting to spiral on it, be like, nope, I'm not doing that right now. I'm going to set it aside and let yourself know when, you know, if you want. If that makes you feel better, I'm going to set it aside until I have a few minutes to sit and think about this, because right now is not the time. Right now I need to get some sleep. Okay? Right now I need to focus on my career. Right now, our finances, I'm not going to let you bring me down right now, because my focus is the future, what's going to be coming in. Even though it's affecting me, you know, right now in this moment, I don't have time for that, because I'm supposed to be working. Do you see what I'm saying? Put on the uniform for whenever you want to be in that thought, if that makes sense. You know, just like we go to work, a lot of us, like nurses and things like that, they have to put on uniforms. They have to wear them. And they know when they put that on, then that's what they're embodying at that time. So do what you have to do to try to start separating these thoughts and getting them from being so chaotic, right? And look at this beautiful card here, guys. I've just been talking, not really showing the cards, but I'm just feeling it. So, Three of Intelligence. Look how crazy that is. Like, you just see how serious she is about, like, I am not doing this, right? I am not doing this. I'm going to grow. You see the tree coming out from behind her head? I'm not going to do this. Put yourself around people who's going to help you get through this. Separate from those who are trying to bring you down, who don't believe in you, who have made it very clear to you who they are and what they're doing. I'm really getting that really strong. Be a fountain, not how is that said? Be a fountain, not a drain. Okay, guys. I don't know why that just came out like that, but it did. So, like, when I say that, you be a fountain, you have, you know, flow, and you're giving, and it's a beautiful thing. But if you're a drain, you're taking from someone else. And I think why that come into play was because I was feeling like somebody is a drain in your life. So consider those boundaries. Okay. Time for family. I really want to make sure that you're speaking to your kids about, which a lot of you guys are not. I'm not saying that you're not, but this is the energy that I'm feeling, is that there's a lot of time being took with kids, or should be, discussing about what they want out of their future as well, and making sure that you're discussing with them what your goals are. Make sure that they're aware of where that you guys are going, so that they're not feeling so lost and not knowing what's going on. It's good for them to know that you have dreams and goals too. I'm gonna go here. Page of Wisdom. This is in the reverse though, guys. So this is telling me that you just need to make sure that you go inward and trust the lessons that you have learned. Okay, do you see how they're like standing there? There's so much contemplation going on, and just know that everything that you have been through serves a purpose. Okay, everything. Eight of Wisdom. Well, when I look at this card, I just feel as though I feel protected. So know that you guys are protected. Know that you can live in a bubble if you need to. You know, I always say it for those of you who feel like energies interlude, put yourself in a bubble. You know, don't allow, like, mentally, you know, think of yourself in a bubble. Like, I'm not going to let the bullshit get through, right? And I know the weight of the world gets heavy sometimes, but know that that's another thing that you can set aside. That's not, you're not to blame for the weight of the world. You didn't do that. It is not your job or your responsibility to change everyone, right? Just yourself. And then I got the Tower moment, which this is one of the most beautiful Tower cards I have ever seen. That's so cool. And I'm also being sane to make sure that you're considering that there's two sides. Stand corrected. There's two sides to every story, but then there's also three. So everybody that's involved has their own perception. And so be considerate of those unless someone is completely crossing a boundary, because if they're completely doing something that is that dang stupid, you should not have no consideration for that, right? Page of Intelligence. This is another contemplation card. Look how serious she is. And she's looking at this dragon, and I almost feel as though she's taken time to put passion and work and thought towards what she's going to do. How can she fix it? And that's weird because if you look, it's kind of like there's a bubble around her head. It's in the background, but we just talked about the bubble. Wow. Make sure that you are not looking through goggles. And I know that's silly, but her goggles just made that saying come to my mind. And so it's like, you know, they say when you have like love goggles on or whatever, you look through them and you make sure you take them bitches off. Make sure you see what you really need to see. Okay, so I'm going to pull an advice card about this, guys. That lasted a little longer than I thought it was going to, but that was kind of interesting. All right, so this deck here, this is my Soul Truth deck, guys. I love this deck. I always say sometimes I should just pull one of these cards to give the readings, but I like making it the end cursor, like the advice that you can take with you, and some of them suggest how you can work through it. So let's see, what do we got here for Leo? From whom can I release my judgment right now? Judgment closes our heart to truth and separates us from love. It blinds us to our fear and holds us in shame. On whom are you placing judgment right now? Is it someone in your life? Is it yourself? Release the shackles, drop down the expectations, and be grateful for what is. See it for what it is, guys. Today's soul action. Look at the person you are judging as if you are looking at a small child. See them learning and growing, falling down and making mistakes. See their desires to be loved and accepted. Add even more grace to open your heart to this truth. When I lift the judgment from myself and others, I uncover my own truth. I am loved. I am whole. I am limitless, and so are they. That is so real, guys. Like, and that's what I was saying. Like, you gotta make sure that you entertain whether their side is worth it, right? What am I grateful for right now? Adopt an abundant mindset. Gratitude is the antidote to all our problems. It is impossible to be fearful and grateful at the same time. Gratitude improves our health, opens our heart, and changes our state. Like, no joke. I'm going through that. I'm experiencing this changing in front of my life because I literally feel like I have stepped into another timeline, and I hope y'all join me. But when I quit letting the guilt weigh me down and started looking and considering my life and what I could do and start learning how to be in an abundance mind frame, it's like my whole world is a whole nother thing. I'm so grateful for everything, and it's so beautiful. It's going to be backwards for you guys, but you get the gist. And then one more, because it is the bottom of the deck, so I always try to give that because I feel like it is like almost the most important piece, maybe. Am I in my head or in my heart? What is the quality of your self-talk? Our brain is like a muscle. If we condition it daily, the fears and limitations will take over. Mastering our thoughts is about being the creator of our own life. Where your head meets your heart is where miracles happen. Truth. Today, master your mind. Watch an inspiring video, do some tapping, read an empowering book, or write out all the reasons why you believe in yourself and your dreams. That's amazing, guys. When I started putting my hand on my heart whenever I talk, I've learned how I express myself differently. It makes a world of difference for me. So a lot of you guys will see me with my hand on my chest, but I do this all the time now. It helps me come from a grateful place. When I first started doing this mind shift change, excuse me, I'm so sorry. I that's when I put my hand on my heart, it would teach me why I was grateful for what, you know. Even my bathtub, I have become so grateful for the water that comes out of there, and when it's hot and when it's not. It all serves a purpose, right, guys? Okay, so we're going to move on to love really quick, guys. I try not to take forever, but I do. I just can't help it. Okay. At least I'm thorough. At least I try to be, right? Okay. Tell me about Leo and love. What is it that they need to know about? Okay, so I just heard don't come on too strong. And be patient. I was just going to say trust. Trust the process. Understand that looking back at the bigger picture, like zooming yourself out, like my husband always says, like zoom out from yourself and go out to outer space and see just how small that is, right? Because yeah, take some time and contemplate what you... Interesting. So I just heard the word expectations. But so we all, you know, it's important to know that you should never have expectations of others, because if you expect someone to treat you some kind of way and they don't, you get hurt. You know, if you expect them to bring something and they don't, you get mad. You know, so try to come away from these expectations and, you know, consider how you can create boundaries in order for you to understand what is yours and what is other people's, you know, because sometimes we allow people to treat us some type of way, but that is on us, that we're allowing them to do that to us. We let them do that. Why? Why would we let them treat us like we're a material item? Why? You know, think about that. Journal on it. Know that you can have control of your life. Put yourself in creator mode. Control it. Make sure that you don't completely control it. So that was a bad wording, but you know that you You are not hopeless. You are not hopeless, sweetheart. Okay? You've got this. You can overcome, and you can prevent from allowing people to make you feel some type of way when you learn how to create these safe places. Since this is love, I do want to take the time to tell you, for a lot of you guys, I feel a block energy, and you're hoping and holding on to a situation that you should possibly consider if it is really that good for you. You know, is that really your safe place? It, you being treated this way? Consider, okay? I have the dreams coming true card. It is in reverse though, but the biggest thing to know is that this energy, this time for you, is you can make a choice to make your dreams come true. You can make that choice. Instead of sitting and waiting and contemplating for this person to get back to you, you can move on with your life and see what happens. I know it's sad. I know it's not easy. You know, I'm here to tell you I've been there before. I have been there. I know we all have hopes and we have these expectations of people, but that is very unhealthy for us when really we should only be having these expectations on ourselves. Letting ourselves live, not preventing us from because of somebody else. Okay? Trust. For some reason I'm hearing just show up. Okay? So I'm not sure if, and this is for yourself first, because you know we're all on a spiritual journey, and I'm sure most of you guys are. Since you're watching this, I feel as though most of you guys have like started that journey once you're into tarot. But trust where the universe is going to take you, and look at the shadow work of what caused you to have trust issues. Was it because you're not showing up for yourself? Was it because a parent didn't show up for you? Do you see how that works? So take some time in that, journal about it, okay? Because I really think that when you guys can come to a better place of trusting that you are worthy of love, then there will be a big shift for you. I know there is a lot of you that's in a relationship, and that's okay. I'm here to tell you that you should probably still go inward on these things that we're discussing, because it serves a purpose, right? And this may not be for everyone. If it fits, take it. If it doesn't, it doesn't, okay? All right, so my love cards, guys. I love these. Uh-oh. Everything's going on the floor. Okay, so we have, you may not always understand why certain things happen. However, there is always a higher purpose to the events in your life. Through turmoil, a blessing will soon be revealed. Ah, love that. And that's so true, like what we were just talking about. Power. You instinctively know what is right for you, and you have the power to say no or to walk away at any time. Love that. It's like I was saying, sometimes these oracle cards, they just reiterate the fact of what I was saying. Life is a series of constantly changing or shifting cycles. When we resist change, we resist the natural flow of life and create unnecessary stress. Go with the flow. You will be surprised where it leads. Like I said, be a fountain, y'all. Be a fountain. And then I'm going to read this one before we go. Healing. Imagine yourself and your beloved surrounded by light. Feel your relationship being healed this very moment. Oh, there was a reason. That's for somebody. It's important. I read it for a reason because it stood out. All right, guys, you have a good January and Happy New Year's to you all. Take care of you.